Welcome to the Thriveology Show. I'm Lydia Atlas. Let me ask you something. Have you ever woken in the middle of the night around 3 a.m. and suddenly your mind is wide awake, replaying everything? Conversation, a moment, something small that somehow feels big. If that's you, stay with me because what's happening in that moment is not random. If you keep waking up between 2 and 4 a.m. and your brain suddenly starts replaying every conversation, every conflict, every what I should have said, what I should have done, this is not random. Let me paint this for you. It's 3:07 a.m. The house is completely quiet. Everyone else is asleep, and you're lying there wide awake. Not just awake, alert. Your body feels still, but your mind, it's moving. You start replaying something small, a conversation from earlier, a tone in someone's voice, something you said or didn't say. And suddenly it feels bigger, heavier, more important than it did during the day. And now you can't turn it off. That moment, that exact moment is your body in a very specific biochemical state that makes everything feel louder, more urgent, and more real than it actually is. And once you understand what is happening, you stop fighting it and start working with your body. And if you ever thought, why is this happening every night? Why 3 a.m.? Why does everything feel worse at this hour? You're not imagining it, and you're definitely not alone. Today, we're breaking down what's actually happening, especially if you're in perimenopause or menopause. Waking up at 3 a.m., mind racing, unable to get to sleep. But we're going deeper because this isn't just sleep. This is your hormones, your brain, your nervous system, and emotional processing, all intersecting at one very specific time. Your body runs on rhythm, and between 2 and 4 a.m., something important happens. You move out of your deepest sleep phase and into a lighter, more sensitive state. Now let's layer in perimenopause. Your hormones begin to shift and fluctuate. And one of the biggest changes, your cortisol rhythm becomes less stable. What should happen is that melatonin stays elevated and cortisol stays low. But what often happens instead is melatonin begins to drop too early and cortisol starts to rise too soon. This creates hyperarousal, a state where your body is no longer deeply asleep, but not fully awake either. Here's an unknown fact. At this time of night, your brain is also transitioning between sleep cycles more frequently, which means even a small internal shift, like a hormone fluctuation, can wake you up fully. Now, here's where this becomes powerful because it's not just that you wake up, it's what your brain does when you wake up. Let's go back to that moment. You're lying there and your brain picks something, not something huge, something small. A look, a comment, a moment, and it starts replaying it. Why? Because at this time, your brain shifts into processing mode. During the day, you're moving too fast to fully process everything. So your brain stores it. It stores it as information. And then at night, it tries to organize it as your assistant. Here's the science. When melatonin drops and cortisol rises, your brain enters a hyper-awareness state. Your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for meaning and decision-making, tries to resolve anything unfinished. At night, your brain becomes more negatively biased due to reduced serotonin activity. So things feel more serious, more emotional, more urgent than they actually are. So your brain starts replaying conversations, analyzing tone and meaning, imagining different outcomes, trying to fix what already happened. And your amygdala, your emotional center in your brain, is more reactive when you're partially awake. So even neutral memories can feel emotionally charged. And why does this feel so real? Because at 3 a.m., you have no external input, no distractions, no grounding, no perspective. So your brain fills in the gaps. And here's the critical part. The brain is wired to prioritize survival over accuracy. So in the absence of certainty, it assumes something might be wrong and starts scanning for it. This is why a small moment becomes a big story. A simple thought becomes a loop. A memory becomes a problem to solve. Now we add in perimenopause and hormonal shifts. As we know, during perimenopause, cortisol becomes more reactive. Estrogen fluctuates. Your nervous system becomes more sensitive. Now, estrogen helps regulate calming neurotransmitters like serotonin and GABA. But when it fluctuates, your brain becomes easier to activate and excite and harder to calm down. So what happens? That 3 a.m. experience that you are suddenly finding yourself in intensifies. You have more wake-ups. You have more thoughts. You have more emotional charge. And this is the part most women never consider. That 3 a.m. wake-up, it's also your body processing unresolved emotional loads. Think about your day. How much did you actually process? Not think about it, not push through it, but actually process and digest. During sleep, your brain is literally deciding, what do I keep and what do I let go of? When that process is interrupted, those emotions resurface instead of resolving. So instead of asking, why can't I sleep? You need to ask yourself, what is trying to move through me right now? And why this matters. Because this doesn't stay at night. It carries into your day. And it shows up as lower energy, more reactivity, less clarity, and reduced capacity. And over time, you start feeling like you can't handle as much. Now, how do we support you? How do you support yourself? You don't fight this. You support it by calming the nervous system before sleep. Create a signal of safety through slower breathing, less stimulation, and an intentional wind down through no cell phones and no TV. Take a bath. Take a quiet walk for 10 minutes. Then we want to stabilize your blood sugar because drops in blood sugar trigger cortisol. So we want balanced meals and don't go to bed depleted. We also want to reduce unprocessed loads. Give your system space during the day, not just to think it, but to feel and release it throughout the day. Allow yourself a couple of moments of decompression. Now, what to do at 3 a.m.? Well, this matters. When you wake up, don't panic. Don't check your cell phone. Don't try to force yourself back to sleep. Instead, stay still in the moment. Breathe slowly and remind your body and say out loud 3 times, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. Even placing your hand on your body over your heart can regulate your system. So that 3 a.m. wake up, it's not disruption, it's communication. Deep sleep isn't just rest, it's repair, it's regulation, it's where your body restores itself. And if you're waking up at 3 a.m., your body is asking for support, not control, and not to be shut down. So if this resonated with you and you're navigating these changes, I created something specifically for you. My Menopause Guide, Puberty Rewind. It walks you through how to support your hormones, your nervous system, and your sleep naturally. You can get it by clicking the link in the description box below. And if you want more insights like this, follow, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share with your friends and family for more ways to restore yourself during this phase naturally and start working with your body instead of against it. Thank you for joining me. We will be here next week, same time, same place. Blessings to you.